Welcome back, guys, to Oxygen Not Included, and a big announcement just dropped today on September 20th, and the oil upgrade preview is coming on Thursday, so you will be able to opt into the pre-testing for the new update for this game right here. Obviously, the maps that you start in here won't be able to go backwards, but I've covered that in a previous video before. That link will be down there in the description below if you want to know how to enable that and it isn't clear. However, there is a roadmap update, and that is all covered over here, and what you can see here is one thing that is really interesting. Look at this! Look at that thing! Ooh, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming here, and one of the things that is the thing that I want to focus on just today is oil. Oil is coming into Oxygen Not Included. Now, the update is not quite out just yet. However, if we look around here in the cell painter, there was always this tab, and I've been looking at it for a long time, and that is crude oil. Now, if you take a look at crude oil, it's got some really interesting properties. Now, if these properties maintain in the next update here, check this out. Look at the details for this thing. Specific heat capacity, 10. Look at that. Thermal conductivity of 2, so it isn't very thermally conductive. However, the freezing point, look at that, negative 273.2 degrees Celsius. Which basically means we can now pump crude oil and cool it down and use it for all sort of cooling applications to liquefy gases. And that's what I want to explore here, and a little setup. We're going to use a crude oil cooler. Along with oil, there's a lot of other things here that are included. We got petroleum, we have plastic, look at that. We also got a new creature that'll be dropping in here, and a new plant, so that's awesome right there. New exosuit, which you can kind of see right there with Stinky running around in with his little helmet. Hopefully it doesn't fart inside of his own suit. That'd be terrible. But that'll allow you to hopefully move around in, you know, oil or different areas. I don't know. That'll be cool. We'll have to look into that. Got well caps, oil refinery, petroleum generator, polymer press, plastic ladders, plastic tiles, comfy bed. Woo! We're gonna have a sink. That'll be interesting. Oh, okay. That makes sense, because right now we kind of have that wash basin, so a sink makes complete sense. Exo suit station checkpoint dock. Heavy wire tile bridge. Yes! Finally, we can have one of those. High pressure gas vent. Ooh, that's gonna be another good one for us. And check this out, animal trap and drop point. Yes! I know I'm not even covering the update that isn't out yet, but I'm just excited, so I want to share this with you. So Apothecary is being reintroduced, all-purpose placebo pills, so pills, hopefully not bills. Those will be also added here, and vitamin chews to boost immune system. Awesome. Okay, so there's some things that are going to help you as far as the disease, so that'll be modified a little bit right there. Also, a new room mechanic, better manage medical facility assignment to give poor duplicants something to aspire to. That'll be all interesting, and there's also many questions here, so I'm looking forward to this update. But let's go ahead and focus here on oil, just to see what we can do with oil. Okay, now if I remember, there was one of these that somebody had made. Maybe it was this. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's the system I'm going to try to model after. So this is the system that I'm going to more or less work off of right there. So that was from Zilkin right there. Remember from the Community Design Challenge? So I'll have this, but I'm gonna modify it a little bit for liquid. So actually, hey, check this out. I can just copy this stuff. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so comparing crude oil to liquid oxygen, you have 10 times the specific heat capacity. How about that? And it has the exact same thermal conductivity. Ha ha! 10 times! 10 times the amount of specific heat capacity. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. So good. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to deconstruct some of this liquid. The liquid crude oil will flow over here, and the liquid oxygen will actually flow hopefully back over here on its own. Alright, so let's paint in some crude oil down here. Boom, there we go. Look at how much that compresses down. That's pretty impressive. 800 kilograms. Wow. Hold on, tile, don't blow up. We just covered high pressure tanks, and using abyssalite tiles. And hey, look at that. That's actually a lot of kilograms, and these tiles are not getting destroyed. So, yeah, how about that? Maybe it has to do with tiles and not pressure. There was some discussion about that. I'll be revisiting that topic a little bit later again. It was very popular, surprisingly popular, the amount of comments I was receiving. I mean, here's the other thing. Does it ever turn into a gas either? What's its vaporization point? 400 degrees Celsius. This is the super liquid, man. Striking oil. That's what you really want. Okay, so at this point, it would actually be a really good idea to mop up a lot of this crude oil. I don't think I need a lot of crude oil because there's so much crude oil in one tile that I just don't need a lot. So I can kind of do this number, you know? At some point, it's got to flow back down, right? It's actually holding a vacuum down here. All right, so you can see the temperature of the oil there dropping, and it is dropping at a consistent rate. However, it does seem to take a while. I think it just has to do with how much the full mass of all that oil. I mean, it might make sense to shrink this stuff down so that you have less to cool. I don't know, crazy little concept. I could probably mop this up even more and run even less. Let's try it. Yeah, no problem at all. Hey, you know what else this means you could do? You can actually take crude oil, heat it up to the point where it's well above boiling, and then drop it into water in order to create a bunch of steam. All right, so in this next cycle, we should start to produce a little bit of liquid oxygen here. It's taken a lot of cycles. I mean, there's a lot of, capacity in this liquid, so you really got to cool it down, not to mention all the showers up here. So it's a little bit crazy, but here we go. Okay, so this polluted oxygen is just about there. Come on. There it is. Boom, look at all that. Oh no. All of my crude oil. It's been blocked off by maybe a little bit of liquid oxygen up there. Oh no. No, everything blew up. Okay, now I'm pumping a ton of liquid oxygen out of this thing. I mean, it's just going crazy. And that is, in turn, actually slowing down my process for crude oil. Obviously, there's going to be a way that's going to make this operate a little bit better, but... Alright, so there we go. Now I got it running. It took a little bit of thinking just to figure out how to arrange everything so hopefully it doesn't doesn't destroy itself in the process. It's trying. Alright, so in a couple cycles here I'm going to measure this out, but as you can see, I mean, look at how much is flowing in there. That's a lot of oxygen. That's going to be a big number. Alright, so we'll wait till cycle 207 and then we'll get some numbers here. Oh no! I've got an ice block. I need to dig this out. Solid oxygen. You're gonna have to pull a vacuum on. It's gonna be tricky. Obviously, there's gonna be the right setup for this and the not right setup. I just kind of want to see what we could do with it, though. I mean, this is like the wonder liquid. I have never seen the game act like this. Look at this. Like, it really doesn't even know what to do half the time. Things are just flipping all over the place. Like, a lot of this oxygen is kind of stuck in a liquid / solid state that it just keeps going back and forth so quickly. Who knows what's happening? Look at it. Okay. Like, I get a completely different result once I started letting this game run at normal speed as compared to running it, at a faster, slow speed. So I'm just gonna have to let this sit for a minute or two. I'm gonna go brush my teeth, come back to it, and then I'm gonna measure it. See, look, now it's doing some weird stuff. Alright, so I am getting some ridiculous results here. So I'm letting this just constantly run, and it amount of liquid oxygen. Let's just see how much I get on cycle 212 here. So let me just mop this up real quick. See just how much flows into the bottom here. Now, it is moving quite quick, but the other thing that's going on here is that it has a fair amount of solid oxygen that's being formed up here. The one really notable thing though, and I think this is where, you know, specifically because just how much specific capacity is in this crude oil, just how much mass is in that, you know, in one tile as far as, you know, crude oil. If crude oil in the next update has this exact same properties, I mean, we're gonna get a ton of work out of this stuff. Because what's going on here? Look at the temperature of the crude oil as it's making all of this liquid oxygen. So I mean, this liquid oxygen is just flowing through here like crazy. And the temperature down there, it's hardly even budging. I mean, not even a little bit. So in that cycle alone, that was about 290 kilograms worth of oxygen that found its way out of the system. And look at this, the power used, which is all of these pumps just to pump this polluted oxygen into the space, 149 kilojoules. So that's a 2-to-1 ratio right there, even though, I mean, this system isn't running down here. It'll take a long time, then it'll run for a little bit, and it won't run. So it'll be interesting to see how it all averages out. Unfortunately, I'm kind of out of time, but I think this is going to be something we want to look into when the next update comes out to. Look at that oil, and if oil has the exact same properties, it's going to be absolutely awesome. The update will happen sometime between when I render this video, upload it, and then, like, there's going to be a day where it overlaps, but I'm hoping crude oil is that wonder liquid that we have right here, because, I mean, that's just going to be awesome. Look at that. 2-to-1. That's super efficient. Obviously, we got to find some sort of arrangement. Again, here we go. Another great idea for a community design challenge. At any rate, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat informative or enjoyable. Fingers crossed for some super awesome magical crude oil, because that would we're gonna be able to do so much with that. At any rate, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Stay awesome. What? Look at this. I just went back down to slow speed, and liquid oxygen is just flowing in like mad. This is what I'm talking about. The system doing crazy stuff. Look at it go. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. If I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.